Welcome back to part 2 of our episode and our interview with acclaimed pagan artist Mickie Mueller, best known for her work on the divination system known as the Well-Worn Path.
I'm Mickie Mueller. I'm a pagan spiritual artist.
And you have some tarot decks?
Yes, I do have 2 decks currently that are out. They're actually not tarot. They're based on a system that we, myself, Raven Gramassi, and Stephanie Taylor created. They created the system, and I created the artwork, of course, for them. But they're not tarot in the sense that they don't have the major and minor arcana. The idea behind these decks was to create a system for witches created by witches. So it doesn't align with the tarot system. The first deck, the Well-Worn Path, is actually it's the first 40 basic teachings of the craft. And what we wanted to do is create a pictorial reference to those, so that when people turn these cards over, if you've studied the craft at all, through the witch school or through anybody else, when you flip over one of these cards, you're generally going to look at it and say, oh, I know what that means. You don't have to study them so in depth, because they actually are part of what we all do every day as witches and pagans. Right. So it was a really neat concept that they came up with, and I was thrilled, of course, to be a part of it. The Hidden Path, the second deck, is actually an expansion of the Well-Worn Path. The backs of the cards are the same, so that if you wish to, you can shuffle them in together, or you can do the readings separately, which is kind of interesting. The second deck, the Hidden Path, is the deeper teachings, the mystery teachings of the craft. So what we have found is an interesting way to work with them is you would lay down the Well-Worn Path cards first and do a reading in that way. And then you take out your Hidden Path cards and lay them over the top. And it's very interesting because the cards tend to communicate between the 2 decks very well. It's a very, very neat way to work with them, which we actually just stumbled upon. It wasn't planned, but it works.
Very good. You wanted to talk a little bit about your artwork?
Yes. I've been doing pagan spiritual art for years. I started off small, and actually started off selling it here at Pagan Picnic years ago with a friend of ours who had a booth here. And it's kind of neat to see how it's all transpired, because when I first started, of course, I think I showed up here at Pagan Picnic with 4 or 5 prints, one of them being the Triple Goddess, which is one of my more well-known prints. And as I'm here this year at Pagan Picnic, I now have, I don't even know how many pieces I have. I've got so many. The Triple Goddess, which is one of the first ones that I brought out here at the Pagan Picnic, has now been published in a textbook in Norway this year, which is quite exciting. It's really neat. It's a book about, it's a textbook for 10th grade students in Norway about spirituality and ethics. So I was very excited to be a part of that. The Triple Goddess print is actually getting ready to retire. I now have jewelry that's designed with the Triple Goddess on it as well. So it's just exciting to see how it's kind of moved forward and really kind of taken on a life of its own.
My goodness,
yeah, definitely. And then I'm also really excited because I actually have just been contracted by LWL to do a 3rd deck, which I'm writing and illustrating myself. So I'm very excited about that. Thank you. I can't talk a lot about the project, but what I can say is that it is Celtic in nature, and we're hoping that it will be out around 2010. So
wonderful.
Very exciting project.
You've been coming to the picnic for a while now.
Yes.
And I know you enjoy it.
Love it.
What have you seen change at the picnic over the time you've been coming?
Well, one of the things I think that has changed is the way, and everybody kind of notices this, the way the booths are set up actually has changed quite a bit. Back in previous years, we first started, you could actually set your booth up completely on the grass. But there was some concern because of the damage done by kind of trampling around on it, and the park was concerned. So we now actually are setting up more in the street. The thing is, it's harder for the cars to get through when they're loading and unloading. But I think as pagans, most people are willing to do it because it's helping to maintain the integrity of the park, which is, of course, more important than anything. If we have to sit in a line to unload, it's worth it if we're saving the grass or a tree. We actually had a tough setup this year. They were allowing us to set up partially on the grass and had to change it because of the rain. we had a really muddy spot behind ours. We've got a swamp behind our booth this year. We were just had mud all over our feet when we left it. Actually, we went and picked up a bag of grass seed, the patch, so we're going to put it down before we leave because we were sad that it got so muddy back there. So we're like, well, leave it better than we found it.
Yes, it did. If people are interested in your artwork and your projects, where would they go?
Actually, I have a great website. It's www.mickiemuellerart.com. I've got links there to my MySpace page. You can also find my artwork in Azure Green catalog as well, which was another big cool thing that happened this year. So very exciting. All kinds of stuff happening, and I think what it just goes to show is that if you have a dream and you believe in it, you can make it happen. You know, I mean, I've been there and I've done it, and been through the hard times, worked the not so fun jobs, waiting tables and bartending and things like this to just make ends meet. And now I'm at a point where we're moving forward so much with the art career that maybe eventually I can make it just the art career. So, you know, I know there's a lot of people out there that have artistic visions that they want to pursue, and I think that it's just so important. If you work hard at it and you believe in it, you can manifest it, you can make it happen. It's just a matter of having the will to just do it. It's very hard, but it's challenging, and there's nothing in life that's going to happen that's good unless you really, you know, go out there and just take it. So, you know, sometimes you've got to deal with the things that are in your path in order to proceed further down that path. So I think it's really important to just encourage everybody who wants to write or do art or create anything, that it's the creating it that's important. More important than what actually comes out of it, but the actual creating it that's important, and believing in yourself and following your dreams.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I hope that you enjoyed this episode of Living the Wiccan Life, and that you'll join us again next week for more of Living the Wiccan Life, when our guests will include authors Ellen Dugan, Terry Hinkle, and River Higginbotham. Until then, may you blessed be. Oberonzel, Reverend Don Lewis, you knew sooner or later we'd do something like this, and this year's the year. So come on out to the St. Louis Pagan Picnic June 13th and 14th at Tower Grove Park in St. Louis, and watch as Grey School and Witch School go head-to-head in the world's first Witches and Wizards tournament. It'll be a great time, so come join in the fun. We'll see you there. This October, the world of pagan voices comes together in one global gathering, the Pagan World Congress. 5 days, over 100 hours, speakers, rituals, music, and town halls streamed across the world. Join the conversation, shape the future, be part of history. The Pagan World Congress, October 9th through 13th, 2025. Online at paganworld.co.